They told us to go to church to find heaven, but they never told us how to find peace in our body. They sold us maps to a destination we couldn't touch, and told us we could get there as long as we behaved. I watched people show up to church every week just to say they were there. They would hear a sermon about not judging others, then walk out and go do it anyways. They weren't listening, they were logging moral receipts. Church wasn't about healing anymore, it was about performance. The therapeutic role of church, it faded. What used to be processed in pews now requires a copay and a time limit. Not because therapy's bad, but because connection was monetized. And that's a video for another day. But we weren't healing, we were repeating. They never told us that heaven and hell are just frequencies. I didn't meet the devil in flames. I met him in my own anxiety, in the shakes from stress, in the dread of the what ifs. What if I fail? What if I'm wrong? What if none of this works? The fear of being seen before I was ready. The panic that something might come unraveling outside of my control. It felt like vice grips squashing me both inside and out because I was simultaneously doing way too much and not enough. In time was the executioner, staring me down, slapping his scythe, smiling, nodding, waiting. That's hell. Not a fiery pit, but a nervous system collapsing in on itself while you attempt to smile through the day, until it becomes impossible. We chase external heaven, but the real thing is just regulated biochemistry, a harmonized nervous system, a vagus nerve that's no longer locked in defense mode. That's heaven. Safety in your body, peace in your mind, alignment in your actions. One day, I looked in the mirror and I asked, would I want my daughters to marry the man I am right now? And the answer was no. So I changed. Quietly, consistently, relentlessly. I stopped chasing heaven and started building it. Not outside of me, inside my nervous system, inside of my frequency, inside of the choices that I made when nobody was watching. And once you build it inside of you, the outside world slowly catches up because it has no choice but to bend around what you've built. Brick by brick, day by day, you've laid the foundation. Heaven takes time. That's why it's not for the spiritually weak. But when it arrives, you'll know it because you've trained for it. You've practiced the frequency until it became your baseline. And when it finally surrounds you, you'll be ready because you didn't just find heaven, you became it. And you'll carry it with you for as long as you shall live. But I didn't always understand this. There was a time where I was drowning in the opposite frequency. And one day I'll tell you that story. But it was during lockdown and everything spiraled. The space that I had carved out for myself disappeared. The pressures of homeschooling, watching a toddler, running businesses, trying to keep up with YouTube channels I believed in, it crushed me. I spiraled into heavier drug use, lost my rhythm, and sat in a room full of people I loved, yet I felt completely alone. I was getting walked all over by a toddler, not in the normal way, while triangulated by people who should have been protecting my peace. And that's not even entirely on them. I had completely lost my self-respect, and therefore, they lost their respect for me too. I lost my center, and the deeper it went, the more it felt like nothing could pull me back. Until one day, curled up on the stairs, shaking and rocking back and forth, I realized this wasn't punishment. It was a nervous system hell, a black hole of gravity that crushed me from all sides, not just down. That was the real devil, not a red man with horns, but a version of me that believed that I had no way out. That story's for another day, but it shaped everything. But even after building it, my own heaven, part of me still wondered, did I really do it? Did I really finally achieve and understand peace both inside and out? Did I really train myself to find peace consistently without it breaking? Then, not long after, there was a moment in the driveway. I was just standing out there with my arms wide, to collect some sun. I closed my eyes and I looked up, and then suddenly, bam! I felt my body just shoot up like a cannon into the sky at the speed of light. I could feel everything, the rush of light, the lift off the ground, the clouds pouring in around me. I was floating in golden stillness. My body was vibrating, and my eyes, they were wide open. I could see it, all of it. My heart was pounding out of my chest. And then I hear this whisper that goes, "This is yours now." Just like that. This is yours now. Just thinking about it still gives me chills. At the time, I didn't really know or understand what it meant. Not fully. I had a feeling. I was told to hold on to it, that I could share it when the time was right. And I waited, because peace isn't loud. It's just steady. So, I was shook. I was buzzing. I didn't really know what to do or say. And who was I gonna tell? Because if I told anyone about this, they would likely think I was crazy. So I wondered, am I crazy? Did I just imagine it? Or did I actually touch something that was sacred? This went on for another 2 years. I didn't really need proof, because if I did, then faith would have been meaningless. But deep down, I still wanted some type of a nod from the universe, because I didn't want to feel like I was crazy. I knew I wasn't. So I would ask at random times. And each time I asked, I would hear a little echo saying, "You won't be alone." Fast forward a couple more years, and out of nowhere, a live feed notification pops up. And I decide, okay, I'll check this one out. And within the first 5 seconds, I heard someone say they saw it all too. The same clouds, the same glow, the same feeling. She said it out loud without ever knowing that I had been there before. My whole body lit up again, just like it did in the driveway. The chills told me everything I needed to know. They were the nod I was hoping for. And then the whisper came back and said, "Yes, you really saw it." And over time, I realized heaven doesn't appear for the worthy. It appears for the tuned. That's the thing about peace. It shows up when you stop searching and becomes unshakable once you've earned it. You see, in the Myerverse, we don't wait to die for heaven. We build it while we're here, living with awareness, feeling fully alive, and teaching others how to feel it too. In the Myerverse, heaven isn't a level you reach. It's a frequency you build, and we use the frequency to heal others in this world who want to reach those golden clouds too. Not as a location, but sustaining the feeling as if you're already there. You don't find heaven by dying. You reach it by living better and helping others feel it too.